Hi, I'm Mike. I'm an American who's been living in Paraguay for the last 15 years, and I make videos about Paraguay and my life here. And today I'm coming to you from the Hotel Conver in Ciudad del Este, Paraguay. And we're in Ciudad del Este doing some shopping, and this video is going to be part of a series that I'm doing about cost of living here in Paraguay and the idea of going to Ciudad del Este to do your shopping, if it's worth it or not. And this is intended for people who are coming here to live, not just people coming to visit on vacation. So if you are thinking about coming to Paraguay to live and you need help with your residency, check out my webpage, paraguaymike.com. My wife is a lawyer, and she has been providing those services for over 10 years now. Now, I think I should start out talking a little bit about Ciudad del Este. It's basically in the far east of Paraguay on the Brazilian border. Brazil is just over the other side of the river. And this, in Ciudad del Este, there is a free trade area. I'm not sure exactly how far out from the city it goes. I think it's like 20 kilometers, 30 kilometers, something like that. Now, Ciudad del Este has a well-deserved reputation for being like a market town and for a lot of illicit trade. I guess illicit's not the right word. Let's say, what's the word I'm looking like? An underground economy. Stuff that gets contraband, stuff that gets smuggled in somehow. So it comes up the river and no taxes were paid on it by anybody. So you can get things at a lower price anyway. And it also has a reputation of being able to find just about anything. I mean, if you're looking for a float for a 1972 Holley 4-barrel carburetor, you can probably find it in some shop here. I mean, this place is nothing but shops. The Mercado area is like huge. There are huge shopping China, what's the other one? Shopping Paris. There's like several of them, and all the streets are just nothing but booths, and you go there, and the only thing you have to be careful is that there's also a lot of false or fake products being sold. So, something that has a brand name, but it's not actually made by those people. So you're not going to find a Versace bag for $50. It's kind of like that old thing in New York City back in the day, the $100 Rolex watches and all this kind of stuff. So that stuff that does exist here too. But anyway, I want to talk a little bit about our trip so far. Now it's Sunday. I'm here at the hotel. We've already done checkout, and my wife has taken my son to go and get yet another pair of sneakers. So I'm here taking advantage of the time to do this video. And the short answer about if it's worth it or not to come here is yes. Yes, it is worth it to come here. There's significant price advantages in coming here, but with caveats, okay? So, and the first caveat would be to make sure that you plan. Oh, and I should say, I mean, we came here with the intention. We came here on Thursday, excuse me, and we were, the plan was to leave Thursday afternoon and to stay Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, come back Sunday, which was what we're doing. But we came here basically at the invitation of a friend of ours, or friends of ours, basically they're friends of my wife. And the guy comes here all the time, does shopping, and so we thought we'd come, we'd bring my son. He's never been here either before. And the last time I was here in Ciudad del Este was more than 10 years ago. I came with friends and I bought like some electronics basically, and that was that. But, and my wife also hasn't been here in a very long time, like something like 15, 16 years, something like that, she told me. So anyway, we thought, okay, well, we'll come and we'll check it out. And we'll, get some stuff and take like a little mini vacation, check the place out. But the first caveat is to make sure that you plan your trip well. The reservations for the hotel were in the hands of this guy, my wife's friend, and his wife. And so basically they said, yeah, we go to this hotel all the time, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Well, we were delayed in leaving on Thursday. We didn't get to Ciudad del Este until after 8, maybe 8:30 p.m. It's like a little bit over a 4-hour ride. We get to the hotel, And the guy had not made reservations. We get to the hotel, it's full. So, okay, no problem, we'll go to another hotel. There are tons of hotels here. We went to 7 or 8 different hotels. Every single hotel was booked. They didn't have, well, I wouldn't say they were completely booked. We needed a triple. My wife, my son, and I. Nobody had a triple. So we ended up, finally, we went to the Hotel Austria, Munich, Howard Johnson's. Believe it or not, Howard Johnson's has a hotel in Ciudad del Este. I thought that brand went out of business. I didn't even think Howard Johnson's was around anymore, but they do have a hotel in Ciudad del Este, but it was full. So anyway, we ended up at the Hotel Dazzler, which is further away from the market area. And it was a nice hotel, but I ended up getting hosed because they also didn't have a triple, but all they had was doubles. They didn't have singles and they didn't have triples. All they had was doubles. So I had to pay for 2 doubles, and each double was 550 mil. So that's like, I don't know, getting up around close to $80. I'm not quite sure. I can't do the math right now in my head, but anyway. So I had to pay 2 rooms, and then we ate at the hotel, and for our part of the bill, it came to like 400 mil, and it wasn't good food. It was just a terrible start to the trip. So first thing is you need to make sure you're organized when you come. Have your reservations in advance, because a lot of people come here. The place is full of Brazilians and Argentinians that are coming here to do shopping, and then other people as well, and Paraguayans, right? So that's the first thing. The next thing is, when you're coming here, if you want to be efficient about it, you don't come here for multiple days. You make it a one-day deal. So you leave, in the afternoon one day, you stay the night, do your shopping in the morning, and then go home. So that way there you're only paying 1 hotel night, and you can get your shopping done, especially if you know where you're going ahead of time. And the other thing is, the more you purchase here, the more benefit you're going to have. So you should come here with the idea that you're not just going to get a DVD player. You get a TV or a laptop or something like that. That have a list of things to make it worth your while coming here. That's the other caveat, I would say. And bring dollars with you. Now you can make your purchases here in Guarani or in Brazilian reals, but they prefer it, I think, in dollars, and it's easier too, especially if you're coming from the States or even Canada, to think in dollars. Now, I didn't take any film in the market area because it's a typical market area like you'd see anywhere in the world or anywhere in like third world. So imagine a place, and I didn't want to be walking around with a camera because I didn't want anybody to run by and snatch it out of my hand, or body check me and take it or whatever. So the market area, I'll describe it for you. If you just put it in your mind, think of a typical market area, thousands of people like ants moving all over the place, vendors walking in the street trying to sell you stuff, other people trying to exchange money. There's shops everywhere, people walking with boxes of stuff they just bought. Other people are workers that are bringing product to wherever they're bringing it to. And there's this market smell. It's like this smell of like a mix of like rotten fruit, stale cigarette smoke, urine. I don't want to be too gross here, but it's like this funky smell that especially in some of the buildings, you walk in there and you just have to remember this is like the smell of like decades of sweaty people and cigarette smoke. And so it's like a kind of a not a nice area, and there's like water running on the streets, busted. There was an area that was sewage water was running. It was like not a clean place either, but you're not there for that. You're there to get your purchase and get the hell out. So basically I didn't film down there, but I did take some film, and I will include it in this video, of the original hotel that we were going to stay in, and then I took some film driving around a little bit in the city, and so I will be including those. And when I get back home, I will make an add-on to this video, basically showing the products that we bought, you know, the exact products, what the original price was in Asunción, and what the price difference was by coming to Ciudad del Este. And then I will, you know, make in summation, basically look at our trip, what we saved, and then make, you know, like I said, recommendations for somebody who is going to be coming here. So anyway, I'm going to finish this portion of the video, and I will then add these other clips that I shot. So we're back in Luque now, and we're going to take a look at some of the products that we bought while we were in Ciudad del Este. And these are the products that we bought that I can actually quantify, because they come from businesses that operate both in Asunción and in Ciudad del Este. And first we're going to look at products that we bought from a store called Nisai, which is a big store with all kinds of appliances, electronics, all that type of stuff. So, okay, so let's get down to it. I got some notes I made. First product I'll show is this is a gaming mouse that I got for my son. Price in Asunción for this mouse is approximately $500,000. I bought it in Ciudad del Este for $300,000, saving $200,000 warranty. And even though I spent dollars when I was in Ciudad del Este, I've converted everything to their ballpark equivalent in warranty, because that's how the prices are listed in Asunción. So it's easier to do the comparison. If you want to find out what it is in dollars, just go online, find the current exchange rate, and and do the math. Next up, cell phone. Honor Magic 7 Lite. I believe Honor is the replacement brand for Huawei. I think Huawei rebranded as Honor. I'm not quite sure, but anyway, that cell phone listed in Asunción for $3,205,000, and I paid approximately $2,475,000, so savings of $730,000 warranty. Next up, keyboard for my kid. A Royal Cluj. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I guess it's a gaming keyboard probably, but anyway. Listing in Asunción for $609,000. I paid $325 and change. Saved ballpark $283,000 warranty. I should say also, with the Honor cell phone, I got this speaker free. Basically, they had a promotion going where they had like a Wheel of Fortune type thing set up, and you spin the spinner, and what it lands on is what you get as a free gift. So they had like Stanley Cup or other little trinkets or whatever. The most expensive one was the speaker, and that's the one that when I spun it I got. So this is basically like a $65 value, so it was free. Anyway, next up for my wife, Paco Rabanne Perfume, Fame. Never heard of it. Heard of Paco Rabanne, don't know the mark. I mean, I know the mark, I don't know the brand, the name of this one. But anyway, $962,000 warranty in Asunción. I paid $742,000, so I saved $219,000. Now, unfortunately, she knows about it, so I can't. She knows I saved $219,000, so whatever. But after that, I got this one, a gift for my mother-in-law, another perfume, never heard of it, Ahmal Oud Crystalline, I don't know. $234,000 in Asunción. I paid $180,000, so I saved $54,000. Okay, next up, laptops. This is the Lenovo, where is it here? IdeaPad Slim. Model number is 15ABR8. Now, list in Asunción for this was $5,119,000. I paid $3,937,000, so I saved $1,181,000 on this laptop. And this laptop, another Lenovo. This is the IdeaPad model number 151AU7. a list in Asunción for 4,139,000, and I paid 3,037,000, so saving 1,101,000. I'm rounding these numbers out. I did it on the calculator here, and there's remainders and stuff. But anyway, I'm rounded out. That's what I saved, 1,101,000. So anyway, oh, and one more thing here. These, like I said, these were all bought at Nisai. This was bought at Mega Sport. They also have business in Asunción and in Ciudad del Este. Jordan sneakers. They're called Luque 3. Also never heard of it. But 1,182,000 in Asunción, and I paid 800,000. So I saved 380,000 warranty on those sneakers. Okay, so anyway, all said and done, ballpark savings 4,600,000. Now look at my expenses, and this is also a rough estimate basically. But a night in the Dazzler Hotel cost me 1,100,000. 2 nights in the Convair Hotel cost me 1,060,000. It's 530,000 a night for a triple. Gas approximately 600,000. Dinner and lunch in hotels and restaurants 1,250,000. So for a total ballpark of 3,900,000. So now subtracting the 3,900,000 from the 4,600,000, I still came away with a savings of just about 590,000. However, that went away too because on the way back we stopped at my house in Atera, and we got meat and beer and other stuff, and 400 of that went away. So so basically it was kind of a break even for us. But as you can see, there are significant cost savings by shopping in the free trade area around Ka'akupe. And as I said, we didn't do it with the express purpose of just going and buying a bunch of stuff and coming back. If you did it more strategically, you'd have a larger savings. You know, we spent more time in Ciudad del Este than was needed to just do shopping. But the interesting aspect of all this is that theoretically, you know, a person coming here, or a family coming here, I should say, that's looking to kit out their house, could basically do a large purchase in Ciudad del Este. Basically go to a company like Nisai and look for the appliances that they want, all the electronics that they want, AC units, whatever they're going to need. Shop here in Asunción, get the prices, know basically what they want, and also having a backup model of whatever they want too, just in case it's not in stock in their outlet in Ciudad del Este, and then go during the week and do a large purchase, coordinate a large purchase, and the shipping back to the Asunción area or wherever they are in Paraguay. I would imagine, I would ballpark shipping from Ciudad del Este to Asunción, maybe it's going to cost you a little bit more than 4 million, I would guess, because the truck calculating its fuel and labor. But even if it's 5 million, the savings that you would get would be tremendous. I mean, if you were buying refrigerator, stove, even furniture, however big the purchase you wanted to do was. And as a matter of fact, it wouldn't surprise me if there are people now offering those services to foreigners with the tremendous amount of immigrants coming to Paraguay, or expats living here now. It wouldn't surprise me at all if there aren't people that are opening up their own service to make big purchases in Ciudad del Este and bring it out to other families of foreigners living here. But anyway, that's the video. You can see the savings that we got by shopping in Ciudad del Este, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you found the information useful, please Give me a like and maybe share the video out with other people that are interested in coming to Paraguay. Really help the channel. And anyway, adios amigos.